Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to iHeartRadio So Bad It's Good. Today, anytime this next guest gets to come on, it is a treat. Truly, I love this person so much because she makes me love pop culture even more. I think she is something that is necessary in the ecosystem to make pop culture continually exciting, to get... I just keep wondering, like, the kids these days. I'm like, the kids these days, they need our next guest. They need to appreciate, like I grew up with, TMZ and switched to Daily Mail. You had Perez back in the day, which I'm not comparing her to, but like all of these things that got me so excited about the ins and outs of celebrity culture. And I think this person and their account and their podcast and their book celebrates all of these things that we truly, truly love. I do want to give a special shout out to her podcast, Deuxu, Deuxu, which I think every time I check in on it, it gets better and better. This past week's episode with NT Lawyer, it was just like music to my ears. I was just smiling ear to ear because I was like, yes, oh my God, yes. It was just such a great conversation. And each time I check in, it just gets better and better and better. Of course, her book, I always see it at Target. I always see it at the airport when I'm there. Anon Please, which I think hopefully is still being made potentially into an HBO Max series, or as we call it now, Max. But she is here to talk about celebrity pop culture, the pop culture roundup. Deuxmoi, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Ryan. Wow. Thank you for that. Your introductions always just floor me. Yeah.
Are you, I can't see you. Are you blushing? Do you ever do you ever blush?
Today I cried for the first time.
For what? Why?
It had to do with like my account, but like the business side, not like celebrity gossip. It just like something got really overwhelming in the middle of the day. And
good overwhelming or bad overwhelming?
Bad overwhelming. And
okay.
I just like freaked out. And I was like, I cried and I was like, God, of all things to cry about that I've endured through this account, it's like nothing to do with celebrities.
Well, by the way, that's why I know the book is fictional, but that's why I like the book, is because it actually makes you a real person, or the character is a real person. And sometimes you have to imagine, I always compare you each time that you come on to Batman, because you still do have this identity that we fully don't know. And I don't want to know. I always say that, even though I'd love to be friends in real life, I don't want to know. So I always love to picture you during wedding season, having to go to the bathroom and check your phone because Kylie Jenner's dating somebody. But also you're running a business now that is so big. I mean, this is just so many different ins and outs of what you've created. And I just can't imagine that not be overwhelming on a day-to-day basis.
It is now more so than ever. And I think because I'm like trying to, and I'm sure you've experienced this as well, trying to take on different platforms and not just Instagram, because I don't think like business-wise, it's a really good decision to just rely on one platform for your audience. So when you go to a different platform or a different medium, it just like adds a complexity to your day, right? So like you're juggling Instagram, you're juggling the podcast. Now I'm trying to like build a TikTok audience and I'm trying to do a newsletter. So like that gets really overwhelming.
Oh my God, by the way, I do love your newsletter. I get it every week. And that's what I was saying. Like, it's not just pop culture. I find restaurants. You have one of the best merch drops that I've ever, like, your merch drops, like I had to stop myself from buying. I told you this last time. I had to stop myself. And you were like, there was one that was killing me because it was the one that looked like a Grateful Dead shirt or something. And I was just like,
I'm so mad. I would have sent it to you. You don't have to purchase it. You should have said, hey, I really love this shirt. And like, I would have sent it to you. But okay, I'll give you like 2 hints. There's like a new merch drop coming up in like a week. And I'll like give you a hint to like what the theme is. It's a show on HBO with like a very noticeable theme song, but I'm kind of high right
Succession.
now, so I can't.
It's by the way, it's Succession already.
No,
we know it's not Succession.
No, because think this is my summer drop. So I wanted to do something like summer related.
Well, are we talking about things like Gossip Girl, which is not even on the network anymore?
Oh my God, Ryan, I can't
wait, I'm trying to think of what's coming out on HBO in the summer. Like Barry?
Out. It has nothing to do with like a show it's a franchise now. I don't even know the theme song because I'm like
Did you just gotta go boo doo boo boo? Like, wait, how do we like Game of Thrones? I don't know. Sopranos? What I mean, we're not musically inclined here. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's the fucking Sopranos, imagine. No. Okay. Let's just like leave it. Let's not tell.
Okay. Well, anyways, guys, this week there's going to be a new merch drop that I shit you not, my favorite shorts I own are the black ones with the Deuxmoi on the right. Like, I wear those so many times a week, and they're the most comfortable shorts that I own now. Well, okay, it's sad.
We're coming out with shorts, but not for men. They're like shorter in the summer, and then
when can men have something in this world? Why are men always the last to get anything?
I'm sorry. Well, if you want that Grateful Dead t-shirt, I'll give everyone a hint who's listening to this. All drops are going to be like reissued at some point later this year. So I think they're going to remake that t-shirt. So what size are you, a large?
Large, extra large. I'm large, extra large. It doesn't go beyond that.
I will save you on.
Okay, so I love everything Deuxmoi does, obviously, but I love the content more than anything else. And we're doing this on Friday afternoon, and I had a busy day, and to unwind, I turned on the Coachella live stream on YouTube because I've been to like 14 Coachellas. In fact, I was at Coachella last year with Ariana and Tom Sandoval and Raquel Leviss and the Vanderpump crew, my friend Megan. We all went, and now a year later, so much has happened with that crew. And I have, I'm getting posts or texts, Ariana's there with everybody. But I know you don't watch Vanderpump Rules. Because we've talked about that. You're like, I don't even really watch the show. But you are a key part of this, I think, in some ways to me. Because you even, I think, admitted, if I'm not mistaken, that you had gotten blind items in December, correct? That hinting at a Raquel, Tom Sandoval coupling.
Yes, that is correct. And the thing is that I used to really watch the show. Like, I was really into it. So for me, like, I feel confident posting because I know all the players, really well, even though I haven't currently watched it like the past couple of years. So it's not something like The Bachelor where I like really feel like trepidatious about posting about because I know not one thing. Or Love is Blind. People love that show.
Oh my God. I was getting DMs and texts all day about Love is Blind. And because somebody, Kwame, I guess, faked that his sister is actually not a sister. It's an actor. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds exciting.
I have like no idea what that means. So with Vanderpump Rules, I was a fan of the show. So I know it very well. So yes. So I got something in December. It was a blind item. I didn't think twice about it because it wasn't on anyone's radar that anything could be happening between Sandoval and Raquel at this point.
But were you also kind of bored with that, or you're like, oh, this is nothing. You're like, the last couple seasons suck.
I didn't even think it was about them. Nobody really flinched. And then when the news was announced earlier that week, I received an email, and I was smart enough to like realize, because the person like really sort of like wrote it out very easily to realize who it was about, because they were probably like, listen, I fucking sent you an email in December and nobody got it, so let me make it a little clear.
Well, I guess I gotta what's it like going back and forth with Lala Kent like that? Is it fun? I'm joking. It could also be Allie. It could be DJ. It could be DJ James Kennedy. There's a couple of guesses I have.
I don't know who it was, but at this point, after December, and nobody fucking flinched about this blind item, they made it very clear the week they sent it, and then the news dropped on TMZ that Friday. I think I got it like the weekend before, the week before, and I asked someone very close to the show. I said, hey, look at this. Do you think this looks true? And the person did not flinch. So that's why, like, I knew that, like, it was true when it came out.
Yeah.
Because of that. And I was like,
yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Wait, this didn't even make you start watching this season? Like, what is it going to take? What's it going to take? By the way, wait.
We didn't need to watch it. Everyone was talking about it so much on social media. I didn't need to watch it.
No, it truly, I don't even want to, it's not the gift that keeps on giving. I'm in misery at this point. I mean, new things keep dropping every day. But I want to kind of talk about this in even regards to blind items and celebrity gossip these days is now it seems like just the proliferation, I think you do it in this kind of right way. You also say up front that these are not guaranteed to be true at all. Like all of these that you kind of warn your audience at times. But then nowadays, I've just noticed people just started posting things. People will post things without any kind of any kind of background check. Even you and NT Lawyer were talking about, you're trying to protect sources. You do trust this source or you do trust that source. So you actually build this reputation of being somebody that you can, people can go to with this information. But now I could literally post something that is completely untrue right now, and at least 40% of the people out there looking at it would believe it and take that on and spread it like wildfire. Does that annoy you at all, or do you just think that goes with all of this?
I think it depends on what the content of the information is. I think if it's something like believable, then you're like, okay, like this is maybe we all should look at this a little deeper. But if it's something so ridiculous, like Britney Spears is dancing in front of a green screen, or
oh my God, I watch so many TikTok. I watch so many TikTok videos of that Britney Spears green screen thing, and they're like, see, the woman doesn't move in the background. And I was like really trying to see it, and it was really scary. I was like, this isn't Star Wars.
No, it's like actually the most bizarre thing I've ever seen people believe, and people really believe it. That's one where I'm like, you fucking idiots. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Like, they're like, don't be so stupid. Like, she's not in front of a green screen. There's no Britney Spears dupe. Like, it's her.
Well, I remember around Christmas time when all this was happening, or the holidays was, I think you had even mentioned it. I think a couple other people, knew what was actually going on with Britney, and you never said. And this, and I was just like, I started like, is there a clone? Did she die? Like, I started believing the most ridiculous things because I just couldn't guess what it was. And like, when you hear something like that, how do you have this internal clock of like, oh, this actually does make sense?
No. I'm like, you're fucking idiots. No, it's very clear what's going on with Britney Spears. It's very, very, very clear. And actually, like, I have seen, like, as time has gone on, there have been like a very large handful of people that actually get it right. And if you read the comments of some of the bizarre posts, like, there are level-headed people out there that realize what's going on.
But can some things always just be the, like, the most obvious thing? Can, like, in celebrity pop culture, can it just be, this person has extreme mental health issues like a lot of us do, and has just like reached a breaking point? Can things like that be true? It doesn't always have to be the most...
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, everyone always goes to the extreme because it's sensationalized, right? And it's like an adrenaline rush for people to believe the crazy shit. I see it. I see the excitement that people write me about this stuff, and I see how it's posted and how it spreads and the comments that people leave, and
people are getting like clout from it. They're trying to build their brand. And we see this now because of success from you, or even low-level success like myself, where you see people wanting a little piece of that. So they will go above and beyond and post things that I think are really completely irresponsible just to get a little bit of attention. And I've just noticed that pop up so much in the last year and a half that it's like weirdly shy. And I hate to be an old man about this, like, how dare you crazy kids with your rumors, but it's scary sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends, like, what's their end goal? Like, what is their goal? Like, is their goal just get 1 million views? Is their goal to go viral? Because just because you go viral or, post something that's sensationalized, it doesn't mean that you're going to be like successful at what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
I totally, there is, I mean, I hate to say that, but there is an art to it. There is work that's put into it. You can't just throw something out there and expect things to happen. Like, and it's like showing up day in, day out, like anything. I want to ask you one more thing about Vanderpump Rules is that I woke up today and like as the account grows, like I'm not a Deuxmoi, nor do I want to be. I don't want to be a Bravo and Cocktail. I don't want to be any of that. But as you get bigger, you start to get people in your DMs just throwing you information that I'm just like, I'm not even the account for this. But I was from very high up saying that today we got an announcement on Entertainment Tonight, which you and Enty were bringing up Entertainment Tonight, breaking Taylor Swift news, supposedly. And it is interesting. Entertainment Tonight, I think there's a couple new people working there that have like shifted things a little bit. But there was a report that Raquel Leviss, or Rachel Leviss, whatever you want to call her, checked herself into a mental health facility, rehab, not for drugs, but for her mental health, which I think is amazing. But then I was given a DM from somebody very close that I trust very much, saying, listen, this is an actual wellness retreat. It's a wellness spa.
Oh my God.
And,
I just got the same DM.
and it's like from a very real person that I very much trust. And they were also like, and Tom's going to be joining next week. And you know, people have then taken that to say, okay, it's the Miraval Resort in Arizona. And I'm not going to name that is that, but I will say I got this from somebody I very much trusted. And I think that is the kind of stuff that is wild. Just even from a PR standpoint, if they are trying to rehab their image and put this out that she's going to a mental health facility, which is amazing, but a wellness retreat is not a mental health facility. And I think it almost, once again, then kind of treats the audience like we're stupid.
Well, a lot of publications treat the audience like they're stupid. I mean, do you not recall a couple weeks ago when they said that Emrata had been seeing Harry Styles for 2 months because she said in a podcast episode that she had met someone she really liked? And the timing was like when she was seeing Eric Andre, but they didn't do like the math right because they assumed that the date she published it was the date she recorded it.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote that article obviously does not know how podcasts work.
And it's much more exciting to believe that she's been in a relationship with Harry Styles than Eric Andre.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, back to E.T., like, you know, everyone just trusts these publications because they have been around for a while.
Yeah.
And it's really hard and that's what I'm going through now, especially with, like, all this Taylor Swift stuff. Like, it's very hard to gain the trust of the public, even though you know you're telling the truth.
Well, that's what you were. Yeah, that, I mean, it's got to be really frustrating. You had mentioned of like, you know, you sit on information that I think would really, you know, you could prove your point so much easier, but you do actually have ethics, which people, you know, like there are ethics involved, shockingly enough, for people, you know, like you do sit on so much information that it would be so easy to be able to prove your point, but you have to sit on things sometimes for all parties involved. And I think people don't understand that, you know?
Yes, I've actually been talking a lot about that with other creators as well. I just had this almost the same conversation with a couple creators today. But yeah, so like there is stuff because we're singular people and we're not like newsrooms with like, you know, lawyers and like people checking over every piece of content we post with a fine-tooth comb. It's like a lot harder, I think, for us.
But are you scared for the day when it gets like that?
No, I want it to get like that because
you're like, I gotta have a life at some point. This is getting scary. Yeah.
So because of that, like my relationships with my sources are very real, right?
Yeah.
They become personal almost, you know, and it's like I would never jeopardize that relationship for anything. So everyone could think that I'm like totally full of shit that Taylor got married, but I will take, you know, how I know this, and I do have proof to the fucking grave. So
okay, I want to get to the Taylor thing in a second, but you're right. I mean, like I do love, like it is one of those interesting things, and so you got the same kind of thing in your DMs about Raquel potentially going to a wellness retreat. Yeah. And I want to say that
I have a question. Is that posted anywhere? Like, is it possible that like it's on Reddit or something, and now people are trying to filter it like a little more mainstream?
Oh well, I posted it in my stories around 9 this morning.
Okay, so it's out there. Okay, so
I mean, I think I was the first, but I will say my source is like the best. So I mean, I you know, like I can't give it, but it's somebody that would know, and that I'm not, and I want Raquel to work on her mental health and things like that, but a wellness retreat is very different than a mental health facility, and that was just a very obvious thing. And like, I'm not you, I don't want to get involved in those kind of things. I like to make my silly memes and talk reality, but it is interesting when you do have a source that you're like, oh, I really, really trust this person. And it's just funny, though, then, because you see how then PR tries to play it to make a person look sympathetic. And it's just different if the audience isn't hearing the full story on these things.
Exactly. And PR is always going to spin it, and they're always going to not tell 100% of the truth.
Yeah.
So which that is why people have turned towards social media and turned towards like accounts like yours and accounts like mine. Like, what two journalists sit here and we're not journalists, but I'm just saying, like, what two journalists
We're Woodward and Bernstein. This is
sit here and talk about their sources like so openly and like talk about that kind of stuff. Nobody who works at Page Six, nobody who works at Daily Mail. So I think that that's why people that's what people like now, like the openness of that. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You could tell me.
I think that I'm saying they were very, as much as there's a lot of dummies out there, there's a really highly sophisticated audience that have grown up on pop culture and blind items and all of this, where we kind of see the little PR in and outs. We see when people are trying to play a certain side. I think we are more savvy, and it used to be just in like the West Coast, East Coast, New York, and LA hubs, but now it's all across the United States. I deal with people every day that have such a voracious appetite for all of this stuff that I'm like, wow, like where were you when I was a kid? You guys, their minds are like encyclopedias, and they'll point out things all the time, like of little pop culture of yesteryear that I'm just blown away by that I've forgotten.
Yeah, there are a lot of experts out there, which is why I never call myself an expert, because I know the basics.
Is there anything else about Vanderpump Rules that you're sitting on right now before we move on to the next thing?
No, just literally like hot in my DMs. Somebody was like, she went to where? Miraval? She went to Miraval.
Well, that's yeah.
It's already out there, so that's it.
I didn't say Miraval on my thing, but that's what then it was like it got thrown around later. Okay, so you brought up the Taylor Swift stuff. And this is like, so Taylor Swift and Joe had a 6-year relationship that, all of a sudden last week, it was not even on a Friday news drop. It was on a Saturday, which was amazing. We're usually used to the Friday afternoon news drops. This was released on a Saturday, and you had a fascinating discussion with Anti-Lawyer about this. But you had said you had known about this, right? But you at first, what was the story?
So somebody sent me a DM on Tuesday and was like, everyone's favorite pop star like broke up with her boyfriend, and I was like, who?
Katy Perry.
I was like, who are you talking about? And they were like, Taylor, and I was like, no fucking way. Like, I did not believe the person. I didn't believe it. And then the person was like, yeah, things just okay. The person verbatim said in my DM what the ET article said. Yeah, it ran its course. It was just like a very weird sentence. Now,
yeah, like that keeps you like it just ran its course. It was it was like a very subtle statement.
Right. So I could see who the person was. I could see.
You knew the person.
I didn't know them, but I could see like who they were. So, but I'd never talked to them before. So I had to go to somebody I trusted and be like, I just got this like crazy piece of information. Like, have you heard anything about it? And they, got back to me like an hour or so later and were like, no, it's not true. And this was on Tuesday. So I was like, okay. So then I just am like going about my life. And on Saturday night, I get like a text because I have like a community phone number. Do you have community where you could like text your audience?
Not yet, but I see that you do, because you will text me at weird times of night and you'll be like, are you up? You'll be like, are you? And guys, it's super specific too. It's like, are you up, Ryan Bailey? And I'll be like, why are you texting me at 3 a.m, Deuxmoi? No, it's always about like your newsletter and things like that. Yeah.
No, I know. So anyways, yeah, so what was I saying about?
No, you're saying like Tuesday you had got that thing with the Taylor. You went about your life.
8 o'clock, I was going about my life, and my community was blowing up because
people can respond back to it.
Yeah, and I also don't get notifications for anything else but community on one of my phones. I have like multiple phones, and I'm like community, and it's like Taylor and Joe in big letters. And I was like, what the fuck? Did Taylor Swift like die? Like, I had no idea what was going on. So I opened up my phone and it was like, like, and ET had broke that Taylor Swift and Joe broke up. And a line in their article was verbatim what the person had sent me on Tuesday. So somebody was trying to get that news out there. I could tell you for a fact it was not Taylor Swift's like team. Everyone thinks her team like leaked the news to like ET. first of all, ET is not where they would leak the news.
No, yeah. Taylor, by the way, Taylor's publicist is a very specific person that I think a lot of her fans know who they are. You know, I was talking with a Washington Post reporter, and it's like, you know, this PR person has been with her for a long time and knows their stuff, and I don't think they would, no offense to Entertainment Tonight, I love them, but I just don't think that would be their first go-to.
Correct. I agree with all of that. So that's why I was like, okay, whoever was messaging me obviously was messaging other outlets. And the person who was messaging me was like really trying to get me to post it on Tuesday. And I was like, there's no fucking way in hell, like, I am breaking this news and it be wrong. Are you kidding me? People would literally like come hunt me down and kill me.
It would be like you, if you did that to her or Selena, you'd be done.
Right. Well, especially her and like her, like a long-term boyfriend, me saying, oh, they broke up, guys. Like, forget it. I get murdered. So I had to do nothing with the information because the person that I asked about it, who I trust, told me it wasn't true. So I don't know what happened between Tuesday and Saturday is what I'm trying to say.
But then when it came out, like, you know, you're like, oh my God, zoinks. Have you found out any information since then in the last week?
Yes, I found out a lot of information. What I think happened was they were taking a break. We're on a break.
We were on a break. Yeah.
And the break turned into, like, you know, a breakup. I think that's what happened. So I don't think it was something that was sudden, although I don't know what happened like this past week. I don't know if there was a fight or like what, but it's
Dude,
not.
can you imagine getting into a fight with Taylor Swift? Like, that would scare. Like, she's like got to be so verbal with her words, and you just know that whatever you say in that argument could potentially be used in a song down the way. So you need to speak in the most plain terms, because if you say any kind of good wording, she's going to use that.
Right. So I don't know what happened, is what I'm saying, but they're broken up. And
Wait, NT Lawyer, by the way, you got to listen to this last week's episode. NT Lawyer busts out into like complete lyrics of Taylor Swift's song. Like, he had it at the ready. And I was like, I had no idea NT Lawyer was such a Swiftie.
Wait, did you hear me say that? I was like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yes, but I was the same way. You were like, you said, oh, that would take me forever to come up with those lyrics. And he had it at the ready.
Yeah, it was like really like weird. I'm not gonna lie.
But it cracks me up to think about NT Lawyer front row at like one of the Swift concerts. He's in a lawyer suit and he's just there bopping out.
No, totally. And he also loves Ariana Grande.
He said later, he goes, we don't get better than Ariana.
He did.
I love that.
Better than Ariana Grande. Like, who is he? Is he like a 16-year-old girl? Like
that. By the way, what if he's using one of those scream, like the scream murderer, like vocalizers to make him sound adult? He's like 13 years old.
I have no idea, but he shocked us all.
Well, speaking of that though, are you in your personal life? Are you a fan of Taylor Swift? Like, we talked about this all the time because I always want to know what you're watching and stuff like that, and it always makes me laugh because you're just watching like the Netflix series or whatever. But like, are you a big music fan, and what do you listen to?
Are you trying to get me to talk about my love for Counting Crows right now?
I did that last time. By the way, hey, Deuxmoi, and by the way, could you at least post a couple of their tour dates in your stories? They need the heat, Deuxmoi. Come on.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were
By the way, oh my God, Deuxmoi did Us Weekly 25 Things You Need to Know About Me, and there was a music question on there, and you didn't mention Counting Crows, and I was so livid when I read it.
So did my best friend, said the same thing.
Good.
It was like,
good.
Why did you say Counting Crows? And I was like, oh, I feel like I already talked about them.
No, so, they need to be in Us Weekly. Come on.
Okay.
But do you like Taylor?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, she has some really good songs. Like, I'll be honest, like some of her songs are in playlists of mine. So yeah.
Would you go to the concert? Would you go to the Eras tour?
Fuck to the no. No.
Wait, you think Deuxmoi is living the most exciting, glamorous, jet-setting life potentially because of everybody she talks about, but in reality, this is a Friday night and you are here talking with me. You are not at Coachella. You are not at any of these things. Like, do you ever want to get to that place where you are jet-setting off to places like Coachella and hanging out with the Kardashian Jenners?
Fuck to the no, Ryan.
I love you so much. That's exactly the right answer. That's exactly the right answer.
No, and the thing with like Coachella is like, yeah, I would love to be covering it, but I can't. Like, I don't have enough people to like to do that. So I there's no way I could even go, even if I wanted to for like work purposes. I couldn't because just me. So I wouldn't be able to like post and go be at Coachella, like scoping out what's happening. So
I know that would be insane. Your head would spin. It would be bad.
Yeah.
We're in the first weekend of Coachella. This, like I said, is Friday night. You'll hear this on Monday morning, you guys. And so we have yet to see if we will get a Chalamet Kylie Jenner spotting at Coachella. Bad Bunny, Kendall Jenner will be there awkwardly dancing, I'm sure. But are you getting a lot of Coachella blinds leading up to the weekend of Coachella this weekend?
No, because it's never like, it's the same with like the Oscars and like award ceremonies. Like you never get the really good information, if I get any, until like literally 2 days later till it's done. Like you rarely get it like while people are in the moment of it. Because think about it, like a festival or like an award ceremony or a concert, like it's hard for people to stop in the middle of like what they're doing and be like, let me send in a tip.
I'm rolling my balls off at the Sahara tent. I need to tip Deuxmoi right now. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I hope they're just having fun. They're not like, I need to send a picture.
Could you imagine? But by the way, Thursday's episode of Do You, I bet will have a lot of that information of what potentially happened this weekend at Coachella. No, I think you'll definitely get stuff.
No, I'm telling you, it takes a long time. Like, it doesn't always come to the surface right away. And like the thing with Timmy and Kylie is like Timmy.
I just loved it because he is a kid. Like this kid has not grown in 7 years. Can we just say that out loud? Cute. Oh my God, you're one of those. Like, listen, he's so prepubescent still. He's like Leonardo DiCaprio in Carbonite if you put him into like Titanic. Like, wait till you guys don't remember when Leonardo DiCaprio started to beef up and then he did The Beach and Gangs of New York. He was made fun of for a couple of years because he had like a body change, and I don't mean he like was overweight. He just turned into a man. When that happens to Chalamet, it's going to be a rough couple of years, but he still looks like a tiny boy to me. And are you blown away by the news of the Kylie Jenner? Do you believe this news?
Yeah, I'm the one who first posted it.
I know, but I'm just trying to, for the audience that doesn't look at, like, do you?
Oh,
I know.
First, I believe it. Yes, sorry. I just like thought you knew that I posted it I had like got the information from like, someone I trust, and
Kris Jenner.
Don't start that shit, right? No, it was not Kris Jenner. It wasn't even anyone like in the Kardashian sphere. It was someone like else. And I was like, oh my God, no way. And then the minute I put it up, everyone starts coming out of the woodwork being like, oh, I knew about this for the past 2 weeks. Oh, I've known about it since Paris Fashion Week. And I'm like, oh my God, like everyone's been knowing this and not saying anything. It's like so good of everyone to keep it secret.
How kind. They really truly believe in love. This is amazing.
Wow, it's so nice of everyone to keep it secret. And then now it's out.
Well, TMZ today had the photos of her awkwardly parked in his driveway, which I was like, that's a weird photo right there to me. And then they said they went to an LA landmark, Tito's Tacos. But the thought of, I was just like, oh, Kylie's going to have a bad bathroom night after that date. Because Tito's Tacos, it's going to hit you in the gut. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like not really thinking about that, Ryan, but thank you.
Well, see, I think of it as a different angle. That's why it's like yin yang, but it can't be good. But I just was shocked because I was like, wow, Kylie, the Kardashian Jenners are going through a diversification in a way, is that I feel like this is really opening things up because you could then include Kendall with Bad Bunny. And as you said this week with NT, is that Bad Bunny is potentially legally married to another woman at this point.
Oh, well, funny you say that because then it would be considered the same way that Taylor and Joe are legally married that nobody believes. It's the same kind of situation. You know what I mean? People who are committed and made a commitment and then call each other, or had a ceremony and call each other married.
I will, but that was, you all follow Deuxmoi, but if you don't, is that she did get information. She had posted a while ago that Joe and Taylor were secretly married in a ceremony. And after this all happened, you know, people didn't even really truly seem like care about the breakup. It was like, Deuce said they were married. And you were like, yeah, I stand by that. It doesn't mean it was official, but there was definitely a commitment ceremony, correct?
Yes, I always maintain that there was a wedding, because to me, like, well, no, I'm sorry. I always maintain they were married.
Yeah.
I never really specified like what the event looked like until later. People were calling it a ceremony. So people would say like, is Taylor married? Yes. Do you believe Taylor's married? Yes, 100%. Like, people that ask me, like, was there a wedding dress? Were there bridesmaids? Like, where was it held? What did they do? Like, I would always say, like, I don't know, you know, because I didn't think it was that type of thing. So it's not like I was trying to paint this picture that she had this, like, big white dress wedding. I never said that. I just always said they were married, because they were. They had a ceremony, and whatever that looked like to them, I don't know. They got married.
No, I mean, I definitely, I didn't even question that. And it seemed like the Taylor thing to do would be to have a commitment ceremony and things like that. So I never even questioned that within the breakup. Sorry to keep jumping around, but you did actually have another thing that I'm now remembering. And that's why I actually made my title, I'm Dating Taylor, that Taylor potentially was dating an older man, or had gone on.
No, I said she was seeing somebody. That I think could potentially be not, that I don't think that that's accurate information. I don't think it was like, I know I like posted it and I said like, it said like she's seeing somebody, he's older and more low key. That's what it said. And everyone was like, more low key? Like, how can anyone be more low key than Joe? Like, that's all they said to it. And I was like, you guys, like, more low key meaning like he's not a famous person. Whoever this person is, right? Like, whoever. Yeah. Because the person who wrote in, like, you know, thought, I don't think their information was accurate, but they did. So they it wasn't a famous person. That's what they
Taylor just smiled at an older man, and therefore it's news.
Maybe. Yeah, exactly. Maybe she was like, I have no idea. Flirting with somebody like that worked at a concert venue. I have no idea. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, she's going to be paired with everyone now.
Oh my God. She was like, you know, you were talking about the Via Carrata, the restaurant in New York she was like seen, you know, coming out of, and she played it cool, but there was a lot of like video and photographs, all of that stuff. And then all of a sudden I heard 30 rumors about that restaurant, and people were like, well, the owners of that restaurant are a famous lesbian couple. And it was like all of these things get thrown into it. And it's like, can a girl eat a meal? Can a girl just have a meal?
Yeah, she's not going to be able to.
No, exactly. Okay, so back to the Kardashians, though. Bad Bunny, Kendall, that you're hearing is real from what I heard. I believe there was a dinner with Kris Jenner and Timothy and Kylie and Bad Bunny and Kendall.
Oh, yeah. So somebody just messaged me last week and was like, I know somebody who worked a private dinner. You know, some of the attendees were Kendall, Bad Bunny, Kris, Kylie, Timmy, and Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Well, I think it was kind of like, you know, it sounded like it was just like one of those Hollywood type dinners at like.
It's called the Illuminati, Deuxmoi. Yeah, well,
that's what it's called. I don't want to say.
Sorry, I forgot Deuxmoi in Illuminati now.
Yeah. That's what I got the impression. It wasn't like, you know, it was at a house. It was at a private dinner, like at someone's house in Hollywood. So, and those were some of the people there. But everyone was like, Jeff Bezos, like, why would he be there? And it's like, celebrities love to hang around super rich people.
Well, remember Jeff Bezos also they went out to dinner when Pete and Kim were together in Hollywood. Correct. Remember that? Like, you know, but it is one of those things, like I always fantasize about writing one act plays about celebrity moments that we don't really know about, like the private jet with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, the elevator with Jay-Z and Beyonce and Solange. I would love to know what would you talk about at a dinner like this with Jeff Bezos, I mean, like, just what could possibly be the conversation?
Oh, they're talking about like dominating the world. Are you kidding me? I'm being dead serious. Like, that's what they're talking about. Like, they could do to dominate the world.
That's scary as hell.
No, well.
Well, but as you get bigger, though, aren't you scared? Like, that's what I keep getting scared for you, is that you're a part of this because you could be a potential mouthpiece. Like, the situations that you could potentially get into, I just imagine, like, you didn't grow up wanting to do this. You didn't even know this could potentially be a thing. So, like, that's got to be weird as this everything gets bigger for you, this isn't about you, but, sorry, I just had a martini, so I'm a little tipsy on a Friday night. Sorry.
Get it. Wait a minute.
You were drinking wine last time when we were like...
I'm drinking and smoking right now, but...
Okay.
It's 9 o'clock at night here. What time is it there?
It's
6? Oh, it's
5:47. Yeah, we can talk. I usually don't... Yeah, but it's Friday. It's been a long week.
You don't have to tell me. I had a day.
This is a little goofier than I usually am, you guys, and I'm pretty goofy.
Get goofy.
So Kardashians, I do want to bring up one thing that infuriates me, and I know you have a couple pieces of information on, just for the audience. As the Kardashians are soft launching themselves again, it feels like, into the public consciousness. We had the Travis and Courtney Till Death Do Us Part Hulu special, but we also have now tons of rumors, photographs, all of this stuff that Khloe is once again soft launching Tristan into her life. What do you know, or what have you heard about this?
Yes, Ryan, thank you for asking.
Just ticking them off. Wait, by the way, I'm getting a text from Ariana right now at Coachella. Oh, getting photo. They all look great. Okay, sorry.
Aww. Tell them I said hi. I love Ariana. I felt so bad when that happened to her. Like, that's why I didn't want to post it. That's why I didn't want to post.
Yeah, right?
Now. Because I sent it to this person and I said, I got this email, I'm not going to post it. I feel bad for Ariana if it's true. And the person was like,
No, it's like, no, it was one of those things. Like, that's what it cracks me. Yeah. But like, Ariana truly was blindsided with the Raquel part of all of this. And that's why it's like really crushing. And when you do shit like that, you're just, I'm so happy great things are happening for her right now, but I think people keep forgetting.
Thrive.
No, I know, but people keep forgetting that she's genuinely still hurting and shocked from all of this,
No, I bet. I can't even imagine how she feels, to be honest. But yeah, so that's like the reason why I didn't want to post it. But I think you were asking me something about the Kardashians.
Tristan and Khloe, trash can.
So someone sent me a message like a couple weeks ago. It was on a podcast episode. There's a clip on my TikTok if you want to see it.
The McDonald's?
No, this was before that. Khloe and Tristan have been together for the past 3 months. And this is like, they're figuring out how to, like, I guess, announce it on the show in the upcoming season.
Dude, come on. I know you have to be professional, but like, I'm not going to be. This is bullshit. Like, at what point? I don't understand Kris. Kris Jenner is one of the best business people in the whole entire world of our generation. But what is it about the obsessiveness? Of keeping, like, this guy is now with the LA Lakers and he's going to go on road games and things like that, is where he did all of that same shit. Like, he was out the other night clubbing with Corey Gamble. Like, if you're truly committed with Khloe, just don't go clubbing anymore. Period. Sorry.
I agree. But Ryan, are your parents still together?
They are, actually.
Okay, so that's
53 years.
Yeah, so
they don't like each other, but they're together.
Doesn't matter. Like, that's my answer to your rant.
Okay.
So unless you like come from, I feel like, a broken family, it's hard to understand like what she is doing, but I literally like give her a lot of fucking credit. I also think she really does still love him. You could tell by the way she looks at him.
But women love men that they're not supposed to all the time.
Yeah, but I feel like she like really adores him, and maybe it's because he gave her like the 2 biggest blessings of her life, which are her kids, you know?
But those are blessings regardless if he's in anyway, we're going to argue till the kingdom come.
All right.
Lastly, Kim Kardashian, what are we hearing? She signed on to American Horror Story, which I predicted last October this show. I did. I predicted this last October. I'm so happy this came to light. But
that's like a big one to predict.
Oh, dude. I was just like, oh my God, God gave me a gift and how do I use it? So sorry, I'm actually I had one martini. I'm tipsy. So what's going on with Kim? Is she soft launching any new boyfriends? Like, what's going on?
No, I don't know. I only know about Kylie Kendall. I don't know anything about, and Chloe. I don't know anything about Kim. Not one fucking thing about Kim, and a little bit about Courtney, but like I feel like she's so low key right now. Like it's not even worth like.
Yeah, like that Till Death Do Us Part, I watched it and it was like beautiful and stuff like that, but it felt very private, but not even in a way that I enjoyed it. I'm like, they're obviously in love. This was obviously, but I was like, I was thought they would intersperse the wedding through the actual third season of the show and not make it its own kind of special. So it felt like I'm like, oh, they're obviously in love, but it wasn't the most enjoyable viewing experience for myself. But and also it solidifies how much of a fishbowl they're in, because the whole thing was just people taking pictures of them or them taking selfies of themselves.
Really?
Yeah, you got to watch it just to see if you can get through it. It's like an hour and 15 minutes. And there's no doubt in my mind that they desperately love each other. It just, there just wasn't that, overall drive that just kind of like kept it entertaining, like reality shows sometimes are entertaining.
So are you saying it was the content of the show or it was their relationship? I can't tell.
No, their relationship is amazing. That is like cool to watch. But they're both kind of soft-spoken people, and together they kind of form this soft-spoken unity, which I think they really understand each other. But I think to a viewing audience, it's like they're obviously in love, but sometimes that doesn't mean it's the most exciting thing to watch. But you see these beautiful locations, beautiful shots, but all of it, they're under such a microscope that to me was standing out, and thinking about how many special moments these people have with just everybody around them, witnessing, peeking in, taking pictures. Horrible. And that it was kind of, that part of it made me sad.
I wonder if they ever think like, we sold our soul.
I mean, I do wonder, because there's only so much money you need. And I know power and all of that stuff can really be so like an aphrodisiac. But at a certain point, I just think, they truly have, there's no way at any point any of their kids can have a normal life at this point.
Yeah, they like have to just go with it now, I guess, at this point. Like there's no slowing it down, So yeah, it's like it is what it is. So they just have to like roll with it, I guess. Like even if they want out, because look at Courtney, she tried to get out. Don't you remember that whole period where she hated filming?
Oh, I was like, get out, girl, get out.
Yeah, she couldn't get out. Look at her. She got right back in. The only one who was able to get out was Rob.
I know. Rob, by the way, is like, it's like crazy. He's like the Howard Hughes of the Kardashians, or like the Bigfoot. Like people are spottings of Rob, but nothing else.
I don't love it. Maybe I'm Rob Kardashian.
Oh my God.
Let's spread that rumor.
By the way, but it is weird. It's like he disappeared and we respect him for disappearing.
No,
and
I fucking love it, because
but he could potentially just be lazy, Deuxmoi. Like
I think he's there. He really knows how to hide from the fucking cameras. You don't even see a hand or a foot. No, that's Kris Jenner and her fucking magic She's like, you don't show 1 inch of my son. That's
I love
what she tells everyone. I'm bad.
Amazing.
And they're like scared to even get near him with like,
Yeah, no, it's truly incredible. I've got about 15 more minutes with you, so I want to hit a couple of things. Now, there's a person that we message with all the time, I think a mutual person, that I would be smacked in the face if I didn't even bring up Selena, because this person loves Selena so much. Selena and Zayn, you don't have anything. I just want to make sure that's still the case a couple days later from the NT lawyer.
It is still the case. So no matter how many times I say her name, like it's like Bloody Mary. Like I'm like, Selena and Zayn, Selena and Zayn, Selena and Zayn. Maybe on the 4th time, someone will say, hey, this is what I know about Selena and Zayn. That has not happened yet. So it's like I'm done Bloody Marying Selena and Zayn. I'm like not going to talk about them anymore, because nobody says one fucking thing.
Yeah, no, it's pretty lot. I would so much rather Selena like be like Steve Martin or Martin Short. Like that would be exciting for me. I have no feeling about Zayn, unfortunately.
You want Selena with Steve Martin?
No, I don't truly want it, but there's just nothing, like I don't have a pop culture relationship with Zayn,
Yeah, me either, but a lot of people do. So that's why that news hit the fan, but it also like didn't really last that long, which also made me kind of like wonder, like, there weren't that many articles about it. If you Google it, because I Googled it the other day and I was like, who even reported on this? Like, did anyone have any other additional information other than the hostess showing the text of her friend?
Yeah.
Did anyone have any other, you know what I mean? So it was just
totally weird. It truly is very bizarre, but also just people almost willing it into existence. Like I feel like they truly want it, which I always think very interesting.
They really want this one. They really want this one.
We had a little article the last week, page 6. Britney Spears' book is finally done. Have you heard this to be true?
I don't think it's done. I don't think it's done.
What if it's written just like one of her Instagram captions, like all run on?
I think that like if she is, obviously she has co-writers, I'm sure. She's not like sitting down and like writing a book herself. That's incredibly difficult for anyone. So I think that she probably like did submit like her Instagram captions like to her co-writers, and they probably now have to like decode them and write it into a book. That's how I picture the process.
By the way, to me, if they were even honest about that, I'd be like, I'm buying 2 copies. Like I'm going to read that book.
Well, that's also
cover to cover.
Thing. That's also another thing. Like there's going to be a lot cut out. A lot. But they're going to edge everyone. Like it's bombshells. They're already planting seeds. Like it's bombshells. It's this. Like no fucking way. There's no way.
Okay, so your book came out last year, and I thought, dude, I'm an older dude. I loved it. I was like, this needs to be a series of books. Can you give us any update about the potential series, if that is still in development? Will you be writing another book? And on top of that, what's going on with the real life Ollie?
Oh, yes, the HBO Max, which I guess you're saying now that it's just Max. Which
they did a big presentation to investors on Thursday or Wednesday saying that now HBO Max is becoming just Max.
Okay. Yes, I just had a meeting like a couple weeks ago with the producers and the writers. So I guess the next step is that they write some episodes or write the pilot. I think that's what happens, and then it gets into like casting and production.
I mean, are those meetings exciting for you, or is it just another stress?
I've only had one because it was like a couple weeks ago, and I literally told this group of people who I've never met before every single ounce of detail of what has gone on with me for the past 3 years, and it was like a fucking therapy session because I can't really talk about what really has gone on. I don't reveal a lot of it. I keep a lot of it behind the scenes.
Yeah. But to me, that's like almost the more fascinating part of all of this as your account grows, but it's like that you do kind of genuinely wonder how is she doing?
Right. Well, not even that. Just like there's been some like crazy shit that has gone on. So I told them everything, and it was like a therapy session.
Were they shocked afterwards? Were they just like slack-jawed?
During like some of it, they were like, what? Oh my God, wait, what? Like, what? Like, I don't know. I just like, it was like me telling my story, like unfiltered, because I want the show to be really good. So if they want to use stuff that's not in the book, I want them to know it. And then if they want to totally throw away the truth and make it totally more fictional, then that's also their choice. I don't know what they're going to do, but I wanted to give them the option. So I told them. Yeah,
like what if they make you like, they're like, oh, she's awesome, but she has like a gas problem. Like what if they do something like that?
That's disgusting.
That's what I'm saying. You got to make sure that you look cool at least.
Well, I just like want the story to be good, and I want like the vibe to be good, like the vibe of the show. So
I think you're with the right people for that. So, I mean,
I do too.
But there is a character in the book, you guys, that there's a little bit of a relationship. Ollie is the character name. And that you said was based on a real person. Where are we with Ollie?
I saw him in February.
Wait, what month are we in? Okay, we're April right now.
Yeah, so it's like kind of long that I haven't seen him. Nothing. Like I talk to him every day. I mean, like we're good friends.
Are you dating anybody else right now?
No, because I literally don't have time. So if I had time, if I had time to like focus on dating, I think I would have a lot of fun doing so. It's I don't have time. There's some days I don't even like shower. I'm like literally on my phone all fucking day. So I'm not really like in the market.
Oh my God, Deuxmoi, you're living my life. This is not good at all.
Well,
no.
I mean, listen, like some days I don't shower, some days I don't eat until like 5 o'clock is like the first time I eat. Like some days I don't go to bed till 3 a.m, and then I'm like up posting.
And then the next day you have to look at your phone immediately like that. You have to do that the first thing almost.
I just don't know how I would like at this juncture have time to date. I think I don't even text back my friends anymore. And that's not like me at all. So I just don't think that right now I would have time to devote to dating. Do you date? What's your story?
Dude, I'm like Nicholas Braun, dude. It's every no, God, no. By the way,
like,
no, God, no way, no. In fact, the Nicholas Braun, you guys got to listen to last week's episode. I had no idea, that wasn't even on my horizon at all, and that like dropped me. The Nicholas Braun stuff. I was like, no.
Oh, really? It's not that mainstream yet? See,
no, like for some reason, like I only dabble in TikTok and things like that. And I just love Succession, and it's very Cousin Greg to hear he's allegedly slept with a lot of, young women in New York, but then it was even kind of crazier in terms of like just the age of some of these women and stuff like that. And like that really scared me because you're like, dude, don't go down that path. And it sounds like he potentially already did, allegedly.
Potentially he already did, allegedly.
Sorry, I'm trying to cover my bases.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, yes, I've heard about him, like whining and dining and 69ing the ladies. But I never heard about anything underage.
You just got Cousin Greg, yeah.
Yeah, I never. Oh, God, no. Like, listen, if he's out there doing what they're accusing him of doing, that's terrible. But I personally have never heard it. But that doesn't mean it's not true, just because I haven't heard it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know journalists know about it. I know they do. So we'll see if they have evidence to write an article, in which case that'll be pretty bad. That'll be bad.
What are you in the next couple of weeks looking forward to? Is there things that are about to come out that that we don't know? Like, what should we keep our eyes on in terms of celebrity pop culture in the next couple weeks?
No, I don't think I know of anything like super big happening. There's like a C-lister wedding, but I don't know. I don't know if people know. Let me think. No, I don't really.
A C-lister. Who does the class? Like who does the ratings anymore on A, B, C, and D? Like we need an official commission to do ratings like this.
I know. I think maybe like I don't know, like the Hollywood Reporter or like. Yeah, the Hollywood Reporter or Variety.
No, I think there needs to be a Deuxmoi commission. You have like 8 trusted source people, and you rate each celebrity in person.
I mean, listen, there's too many differing opinions on this. You'll never get anyone to agree on what the definition is. So I think it's like in the eye of the beholder. That's what I'm going to leave it. It's almost like the arguing of like celebrity heights. Someone will write in and be like, oh my God, I ran into Ben Affleck and he's so short. And then someone will write in like, that's a lie. Ben Affleck is not short. I'm 5'8" and he was at least 5 inches taller than me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to the mats with this.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. So like that's,
Yeah. 2 more questions and then you're out of here. And by the way, sorry that we're not doing tons of gossip, you guys. I just really enjoy talking to Deuxmoi. So I just want to know.
Bullshitting about nothing.
But by the way, this is what I find entertaining. So in terms of the account and your personal life, you don't want to talk about, but you have to have a 5-year plan at this point. And like you said, there's got to be, is there an escape plan at this point? No, I'm serious. I'm not joking. Like, are we going to go, are we going to go on Wall Street? Are we going to throw you out there on the NASDAQ? Like, what is the goal at this point? Because I feel like like I said earlier, there's no way you could have dreamed any of this. So now, do you have the right people in place to actually keep it building without completely destroying who you are?
I'm working on that in the next couple months. But also like the goal is to sort of like run everything myself and own 100% of everything right now instead of like taking help or money or like, raising money and taking other people's money. So I'm trying to do everything myself, and I have a big project that I'm working on that's hopefully going to launch in November in New York in conjunction with another project that'll be really cool. So
Yeah, you're getting into Bitcoin, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So that's like really what my focus is on right now are those two projects. And just like trying to build everything. Like, I've been utilizing TikTok a lot more and Reels. And I don't know if any other content creators out there are listening, but like me posting Reels has like helped my engagement a lot on Instagram.
Wait, you had bad engagement on Instagram?
No, but now it's like really good.
No, it's really good. I don't know how to use TikTok for the life of me. I see you on there all the time, and I love it. It's just that it's a thing that escapes me at this moment.
Yeah. Well, why don't you just put videos? I know I don't have a face, but why don't you put these videos on TikTok?
That's a good idea, actually. I could break this into clips and stuff.
Yeah, are you kidding? That's what you should do.
Do you have time to work for me, Demond? Is there any? What, can I sweeten the pot? Are you a thousandaire yet? Yeah. You mentioned crying earlier today, and then you said something about like potentially there was something big that happened that you're like, oh, maybe you can guess or something at the very beginning of us talking. Do you remember that?
Asking me to like remember what we said an hour ago?
No, I know it's a horrible thing, but I'm just saying like there was something that had just happened, or you're like, oh, maybe you'll guess it or something. And is there any that you include in? Because it sounds like you've had some struggles in the most recent time of the account and stuff.
Wait, that's what I was telling you guys to guess? No, I was telling you guys to guess the vibe
the
of
HBO
my
thing.
Yeah.
No, but then I thought there was something else like before we even started that you were like.
I cried today because something happened not with had to do with Deuxmoi, but it has nothing to do with celebrities. That's what I was saying. Okay. I don't think you'd be able to guess. It's like really like niche and random, but that's what I think I was saying. I don't know.
No, the martini just got to my head. And
all right, dude, are you gonna cut this out? This is like we sound like two idiots talking to each other.
Okay, you'll never come on the show again. The final thing is in terms of reality shows, Vanderpump Rules, hot and heavy. Is there anything else you're hearing in terms of Bravo television at all? Any kind of blinds? We had like some Southern Charm rumors about Austin potentially hooking up with Shep's ex-girlfriend, but is there anything else that you've been getting in droves lately?
No, that was a hot topic for a minute on the DMs. Were you getting them too?
Yeah.
The stuff with like Austin hooking up with Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Shep being really upset about it and crying. And then Shep and Taylor getting back together, I think, right?
Yeah. Anything with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or Lisa Rinna or anything like that?
Not one. I mean, Lisa Rinna must have got a new publicist or a new manager,
right? And I think it got a family deal because haven't you noticed?
Yes.
Delilah and Amelia Bedelia, they're all like, I feel like they're like on a family phone plan or something.
Somebody said to them, "You're gonna be the next." I don't know what. Not even the Hadids, because Yolanda Hadid is like, behind the scenes. They've been serving looks. So either they got a new stylist or like a new publicist who was like, we're going to get you a new stylist. And she's been everywhere.
You're going to see him at Coachella this weekend.
Oh, for
I bet,
sure.
I bet Lisa Rinna will be there. I mean, like that'll be curious of what celebrities will actually be there, and that I'm excited to see. And finally, just so the audience can leave with this, what is your favorite pop culture moment of all time, even before you were doing this account? Is there one that sticks out to you of like, this just was the most exciting thing to experience pop culture wise?
I think it probably had to be like, and I wasn't even that into it, but it was shocking at the time when Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston broke up, and then he got together with Angelina Jolie.
Remember those beach pictures? They took a vacation, like him and Jennifer Aniston, and it was like their last weekend, And I still remember those so well.
So to be around for that happening in real time was like kind of crazy. And I think at the time, like obviously I wasn't doing this. I was like, there's no way Brad Pitt cheated on Jennifer Aniston and had an affair with Angelina
Right.
Jolie. I was like, I am not believing that. And then now, like, cut to now, I'm like, of course he was. Like, he was 100% cheating on Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. But at the time, I was like, yeah, right. You know? So I was like,
that's what we need. You know what? That's what, like, you ever do a nonfiction book, you need to do like the 100 best pop culture moments like that, like Deuxmoi presents, and just take people through these moments that kids don't even know about.
Yeah, that's the only one I remember.
Never mind. I'm going to do that book. Okay, good. You guys, Deuxmoi, it's an upstarting account that you should go follow, and the podcast, Do You, which I think, like I said, add this to your weekly rotation. It is one of the best pop culture discussions you will hear that week, guaranteed. Also, of course, the book. Listen, if you have a daughter out there, if you have this is the perfect book to get your kids or yourself. It's a non-please, which hopefully will be turned into a Max show. And there seems like there's going to be a new merch drop this next week. And then it seems like in a couple months, there's going to be huge announcements. There's always something happening with Deuxmoi. I want to be a part of the Deuxmoi newsroom. You can send me to Coachella next year and I'll work for you. But I just think the world is your oyster. And thank you so much for being so kind to me in this show year after year.
Oh my God, Ryan, you always say the nicest things.
Oh, dude, you know, like I genuinely love you. Like I mean, you know, like you make pop culture exciting to me.
That's so nice, Ryan. You really know how to turn a frown upside down.
By the way, Deuxmoi doesn't want. I was the one that made her cry earlier. I was just trying to get her to say it.
You're a comedian. That was good.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll talk to you in 6 months or so. And by the way, I'm telling you, I'll be your BravoCon reporter this year.
Okay.
Deuxmoi presents So Bad It's Good at BravoCon. I'll give you tons of dirt.
Let's do it.
Okay, it's done.
All right. Wait.
Oh, also, and remember, I'm Gunther. I'm your Gunther in the Do You show. Tell the writers that I'm going to be your coffee barista. Remember?
Yes,
okay.
I do remember actually. Wait. Isn't BravoCon in Las Vegas?
Yeah. November 4th, 5th, and 6th.
So crazy.
It's going to be insane. Caesar's Palace.
Okay, that's going to be debaucherous.
No, I mean, people are going to lose their lives at the Great Battle of BravoCon.
No, I'm dead serious. Like putting it in Las Vegas, like what are they thinking?
It was already insane in New York this past year. Like
I
didn't get out.
Not the same vibe.
Oh, I mean, it really is going to be insane, and there's going to be so much more access to these people than ever before because anybody can walk into a casino.
It's going to be so crazy. How are they going to like? I don't even know. How are they going to corral everyone?
I don't know. That's up for that. That's Bravo always handles things beautifully, so I'm sure it's going to be great. You know, I wonder if Tom Sandoval's band's going to play this year again.
Well, you know, I think his fate will be sealed after the reunion.
Yeah, which, by the way, have you gotten tons of tips about that? I have.
Just the tip that and then somebody told me I was wrong, but the person who told me this, I don't know, they would have known. They said that Sandoval and James got in a fight. Did you hear that?
I heard that. I heard that too, but then I also heard other things. Like I heard Schwartz had gotten into a fight. Like I've heard a couple of things. I heard that one, the one that you had heard multiple times from different sources. But at the same time, they weren't sources that I really could vouch for, you know?
Right.
And by the way, when I talk to the Vanderpump cast in my DMs and stuff, I don't push them for information. Right. It's either given or it's not, but I never ask questions.
Right. Totally. I totally roll the same way. But yeah, not that much. Just that. Okay. And how long?
Wait, are you watching Succession or Yellow Jackets? You're watching Yellow Jackets.
I'm watching Yellow Jackets, so I have to watch last night's episode. And Succession, I've never watched. So.
Okay, well, you're really disappointing me. Good luck with everything this weekend, and I hope you actually get a break before your Sunday spotted.
Okay. Thanks, Ryan.